right, welcome back. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, here we go. Our final game here of the cycle number 5 for Han Tour Season number 4 here. This is it. The winner of this game right here will be your Cycle 5 champions of Sync Esports versus Complexity. So here we go. Joined by Roshan once again as my co-caster, and the draft underway. So let's get into it once again. Midas, Tremble, Parasite, Wild Soul are the bands here. We got first pick Behemoth coming out for Sync. We got the Warbeast response for Complexity, and now Tundra coming out for Sync. So, looking pretty similar. Did they run Behemoth the first game, or was that actually Complexity? Now I'm actually forgetting. Maybe
Say that again.
If who ran Behemoth the first game?
It was Sync.
It was Sync.
It was Masera playing it, yeah.
That's
and then
right.
they had Tundra, Middle, and Zibe,
Yeah.
and they had Glacius, and a Kronos, and a.
All right. So things
what
are
was the last pick? Solstice.
Solstice, that's right. They could go those heroes again, at least so far. They see them even right-clicking the Glacius right here. So
I was about to say Riptide is available for picking, so.
yeah, he didn't work the first game too well, so maybe we can determine them as Hellbringer coming out. So yeah, that'll probably the last time they did it, at least they did have it for Fuzzy Sloth here.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna assume that that possibly is gonna come out again. I think they kind of agree that maybe not as strong as a support necessarily. So kind of talked about that before too. So prefer to see him in more of that farming role. Getting levels here.
Of course, as a support, you are going to get a lot of gold in team fights because of the fact that you get an assist pretty much for every single kill with the Malphus just running around creating chaos. So you get gold that way. And Resto Stone is incredibly easy to build up. Except for the recipe, every other piece is like below 900 gold.
Mm-hmm.
So as a support, it's not the craziest idea, but you need to give him some space, and then he's, I think, gonna have the same impact as a as a core Hellbringer.
Yeah. Ooh.
I like it. I like it a lot. You have the Hellbringer, and then Pearl Preservation comes up, and all the combo damage from Midas, who isn't banned, or whatever damage gets nullified.
We both, I think it was yesterday, maybe it was even earlier today, but we were talking about Pearl, and both seem to like it, and I'm glad to see it here for Sync. I know that they have ran it once or twice before, but yeah, when it comes to a defensive support, we talked about the comparison to like a Rhapsody. In a lot of ways, Pearl's stronger than a Rhapsody, really. With the ultimate kind of comparison, sure, the Protective Melody, stops all damage at that point, but that bubble, it's pretty good. It regens the health and also knocks everyone out, of course, even with Shrunkins now after that change. So, the Purge,
and I mean, the Asphyxiate is also really good.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The Purge. Now, it does not kill Malphus, to be clear on that. It's not the Purge in that sense, but it will purge debuffs and remove buffs from the enemies. They go Andromeda with the final pick, so I wonder if that has something to do with maybe swapping people out of the bubble, perhaps, but...
Yeah, it could be swapping an enemy out.
So that third pick, Pearl, that's where you can say, well, now Complexity has at least a little bit of a chance to kind of keep that in mind now, whoever their carry ends up being. I mean, I know they have Warbeast, but they might try to go for more of a melee carry now here as well instead of that ranged carry. Well, I don't know. See, that's where it's kind of tough. I know melee carry results at the same time, maybe not good against Pearl because of the fact they get pushed out like they do. So what would you rather get, a ranged or a melee carry here?
I don't know.
That's tough.
It's difficult to say, but carries, they all differ so much. And you can't just, you can say, of course, that Clanks as a ranged carry is going to stay out and try to do that. Puppet is the same story, but then you have Silhouette. She just jumps into the midst of things, of course. And then, melee heroes who don't have a way of getting into fights, they also have issues with the bubble. So, Gemini would be pretty good versus the bubble, but at the same time, I don't know. Swiftblade, for example, getting pushed out, that's going to be kind of a problem.
You see the bands here. I mean, basically all carries. Xanderay, Silhouette,
Yeah.
Doctor, Chronos, Dark, Lydia, Magebane. Yeah, both teams still needing it, so not too surprising there. But seeing all those carries banned, and now you kind of left with, well, there's, well, maybe comes to mind here. Ogi, for me, is one of the first one that comes to mind. He's still there.
But I mean, the Legion, yeah, okay. Against Oogie, what is still there?
South Forest.
Yes,
Is still
Sulphurous
there.
carry, confirmed.
There you go.
Without a doubt.
Genius. Gladiator, I know that Complexity likes with
Moab Arms.
carry. Ooh, yeah, that Master. Master actually wouldn't be. You know what? Master wouldn't be big because Nullfire Blade's really good on him too, and that's great against Hellbringer.
Especially. And it's fantastic versus Oogie. No mana, no win.
Oh, well, that too. Yeah, good point.
If they want to pick up an Oogie, which I don't think they do because of Warbeast.
The jungle. You saying that or
No, just Warbeast taking up space.
okay?
And Oogie is like 4-for-1 type build. But then they have an Andromeda who's also like a support for a single carry.
Yeah, carry that's like going to be in there. Yeah. Well, they go Lodestone so far. So both teams leaving the carry to the final pick. All right. So now where does Sync go? Again, I wonder if that idea of a Nullifier Blade hero is going to is kind of running through their head here, because
I mean, Swiftblade can pick up a Nullfire. Clanks can pick up a Nullfire. Like, I think Clanks would.
there you go.
There we go.
You were right on that one.
Maybe.
There you go, Clanks, and now the Hellborn team. Ooh. Trying to think here. I like the Arachna. I know we saw him in the last series. Arachna's pretty good against Clanks. That's Spider Sting. I could see that here.
Well, Clanks can fly over hills.
Yeah.
And then the spider starts running all the way around.
Yeah, I'm going to go Oogie. I guess with the final pick, Oogie, it doesn't allow them to.
But I'm still skeptical, though, about Warbeast Oogie. Like in the same team?
Yeah, it's a little too much farm to go around, you think? Yeah.
Yeah, I hope what you got goes for something like a puzzle box. I think that would be good.
Maybe, yeah. I want to say he's done that before, so I guess that definitely wouldn't be outside of a question here, but here we go. You see the players being hyped even. Yeah, what you got excited. This is game number 3, ladies and gentlemen, of our grand finals. So this determining our Psycho 5 champions once again. So they do go Oogie, formless. Talk about a player that really kind of brought Oogie onto the scene, formerly known as Beaverbanger there of Nullstone Gaming. He was known for running it in his early days and kind of being a thing.
I remember the days when he wasn't even playing carry and he played like Gemini Suicide all the time. Pretty much playing carry anyways.
Gemini, yeah. That was another hero that he played a bit.
He played it a lot.
Yeah.
That was like his go-to.
Yeah, you're right. That was Oogie was kind of like a flavor, but yeah, Gemini not so much seen, but Oogie's still plenty.
One thing with Pearl though is that you preferably want to PK on him.
Really,
I don't know how they're ever gonna get that.
No, yeah, the PK for that bubble positioning. I think a tablet is almost good enough at the same time, but yeah, we'll see what he is able to pick up here. Serenia playing it, going to be at the bottom lane currently. They did block 2 camps actually. They get the Rev Ward here at the middle camp as well as the Ward aside on the pole camp.
And I mean, this is what they should do. The Warbeast is just annoying to face if he gets complete free farm. There, 1000 GPM on Tundra. Boom. He killed one of the Hellhounds.
Speaking of the Hellhounds, there more dying. Oh, this last one, it stays alive. Just barely.
That's so frustrating.
Yeah.
That has to be so frustrating. But is Haxman not going to have lane control again? Just like game number 1? Because of him chasing down the dog as well? It's going to be close.
Yeah, oh, there goes the tower.
But I
So,
mean, Behemoth just doing his thing, blocking. But then again, Formless doing a good job of delaying his, well, just making sure. Well, I don't know. Did Macera block 2 creeps to the front or 1 creep to the front? He must have not done that.
I didn't pay attention to that, yeah.
Yeah.
Can't say.
Or he did, and Formless just tanked the creep really far, really long, and brought it all the way up here. Both very possible. Actually, Oscar leveled up his lodestone plates.
Level 1?
Yeah.
He did, didn't he? Wow.
He does have lane control, though, because of the dogs, so... I mean, that secures his level 2, I guess. And then he already has his Q, so...
Yeah, it is interesting with Pearl Clanks. I guess this early especially, and Pearl is kind of funky when it comes to that as far as setting up kills. You know, the whirl bubble.
He can't.
It's like, eh. Can you really
It's going to be fun, though, if he gets in front of Oscar at any point, and Oscar uses the rocket drill, but he gets whirl bubbled out of the range of the rocket drill, the entire rocket drill just gets nullified. And then he can't escape anymore.
That would be interesting, yeah. Kind of break the leash right there with that whirl bubble. Well, we'll see if that comes into play again. But I've also been noticing this middle lane, by the way. I mean, Hellbringer heavily harassing this Tundra. Anytime it kind of gets remotely in range, you see Zibbe already out of bottle charges. He once again went for that very fast bottle, the 3 minor totem build. Into the bottle here, so.
And he has a health pot now added to that. Oh my god, he has a regen rune. That's so perfect for Tundra.
Yeah.
Because all he has to do is spam his shards to get last hits.
Nope. There we go.
He did.
Used it right there, actually, to kill the creep wave that was on him, the 2 creeps.
I am very happy that we don't see that much Clanks anymore.
Yeah.
I am very, very happy because that was DreamHack.
Yeah, he had his stay, that's for sure. He definitely, DreamHack again, the most noticeable one there at Evil Corporation, or then known as Reason Gaming, but in the boy specifically. But yeah, it's been very clear that the nerfs to the hero, and maybe a little bit also of just kind of people have finally kind of figured it out. They played against it enough to realize, okay, this is what we need to do. That, yeah, he's not nearly as crazy of a threat he was. Like, it's almost hard to remember how actually just ridiculous he was in those DreamHack games, especially.
Yeah, the top plays, was it, or something? You see Imboboy just running into the Kongor pit and killing, like, an entire team of 4. I was casting that with you, and we were just confused. Like, is he going to run in? He ran in, and he just killed everything, and then he ended up dying, but it was so worth it.
The funny thing is, again, I know he did get quote-unquote nerfed. There were some people that even said it was somewhat of a buff, to be fair, because now it gives him a little bit stronger of a kill presence now that it slows instead. But the ultimate, the Goon Squad there.
At level 1.
Yeah, it slows. It used to be where it does the chain lightning, so his farming capabilities were pretty ridiculous with that. But my point is, though, I think a lot of it comes down to, again, just people that know how to play against him now. They're a lot more comfortable with it, whether it's drafting a certain strategy or just realizing, okay, the Clanks is in the game. This is what we have to keep in mind now. But because, yeah, I feel like it wasn't necessarily, it didn't catch teams off guard, but they didn't really respect it enough going into DreamHack, and that was the issue there. So, but we do see it here. It is still good enough to be picked up, as, again, we see here once again, but definitely not that major, you might as well GG concede threat here. So, what's going on middle? They're going to be going.
A lot of things are happening, I think.
It's the triangle collapse right here. Fuzzy Sloth is going to go down, so Zibbe picks up the Bloodlust kill. Hellbringer, he kind of realized every direction he tried to go, there was no chance.
And we were talking about how yesterday he was having a very, very, very good game with Hellbringer. I don't think it's going to be the same case when you've got a Behemoth and a Ophelia roaming on him. Oh, talking about Behemoth, what? Did they not see him?
Okay, he's going to run into him now. Meanwhile, Oscar goes down, but Behemoth does not want to make a play here. He just simply wants to run. So, never mind there. But, yeah, Oscar going down bottom lane on Lodestone. So, good job by the Legion side. Making it 2-0 now.
Tundra has his ultimate now. He wants to go. I mean, here comes Ophelia from the other side.
Maybe he went a little too early right there. Yeah, if he waited like another second or two, then maybe Ophelia could have Skeleton King netted and Got that, but no go. Malphus is going to be ready here soon, too. But you see Hellbringer one creep away from getting that level 6.
And when he finally does, he's not that easy to take down anymore.
There we go.
Top lane, Masera is just sitting.
Yeah, I don't know if he's expecting support or if he's just leeching experience, but oh, there you
Oh,
go.
had that block been successful?
That could have been a play. Yeah, if that block was, maybe TPs would come in, and I guess I'm looking at it. Clanks is the only one with it, so maybe not.
Yeah, if Tundra was there for that situation.
Definitely
Okay.
on him.
But Haxton is not actually doing too good in the GPM department. I mean, we've seen people with Freeform going close to 400 GPM. I mean, you see Formless 390 gold per minute, but even with an assist, Oscar, even with the death, Oscar is still doing a great job of preventing last hits. And I think that's due to, Pearl just not being the greatest boxing support in the world.
Yeah.
I kind of want to talk about Asphyxiate, though. How you can use it on allies.
Uh-huh.
But then, okay, the second part of it. After 1.5 seconds, the bubble explodes and removes all buffs, deals damage, but the 80% movement speed slow for 1.5 seconds. You could cast it on a Mage Bane or a Behemoth with PK right before he jumps in, and 400 radius, that is quite large. That's going to hit a lot of targets.
Yeah, it's just like a Shards of Harkon with Moira, that similar idea that you put it on them and then go, go, go. Bombardier even with the sticky bomb. Not as relevant, but still. That
Bombardier, Sandraith.
There you go.
That's a fantastic combo.
It really is, actually. Wow, I didn't even think about that. That's actually crazy. Those sticky bomb, that he got the airstrike to follow, just in case. Yeah, no, the Asphyxiate definitely got that solid buff there as well, amongst other things, of course, the balance patch that she was hit by, and thus why we're now seeing her quite a bit. Yeah, the fact that you can even now target allies is the biggest thing to it, for sure, and a little bit works differently with the explosion and the second damage and whatnot, but the Soothing Presence also I've always been a huge fan of. He does get the 1 point in it, so he has at least the regen.
Oh, Behemoth.
He's dead. Boom, boom, boom. Just a matter of time right there. Tundra, though.
So is Andrew.
Yeah, he wants to get both. He's trying to figure this out. He's like, how do I get both here? Oh, Tusk comes out. He waited too long. Now Tundra's in trouble. Oh, boy, Zibbe.
He's in a lot of trouble.
He could have easily had the free kill on Andromeda, then ran away. But he really got greedy there. And it just
I mean, he also blocked for so long. So, and they're right next to the
Oh, do you think they picked up on that? Yeah.
Yeah, he blocked Oscar for the longest time, and I don't think Zibbe knew what was going on because he just couldn't get up the hill or something.
Yeah.
And then Love noticed it, and there we go. Yeah. Picks up the dust.
That's true. Yeah, they definitely did, because you're right. Yeah, he picked up the dust and used it right there. And saw the end result coming from it. Lodestone, he's going to the bottom lane, realizing that they're pressuring the secondary tower now. He's going to be fine here initially, but I think he might be enough to kind of make them not want to push all the way. So, but meanwhile, top tower, man, look at Oogie. 450 gold per minute. Now you're talking about there's going to be a lot of farm to soak up, but gotta say they're both doing pretty well. 450 plus for Formless. You got 326 right now on Warbeast, actually. So they've managed here so far to spread the love.
Spread the love. Spread the stew, but anyways, Ophelia is also not doing too bad. 280 gold per minute. He should be closing in on the Astrolabe soon, I think.
He only has 500 gold. I don't know if he has anything else other than that, so.
Yeah. But what we saw last game, Wichigod was playing very a very controlled Ophelia. He was making sure to, he got the Astrolabe, he got the farm up, and then he started the push. And his left right now started the push without having the Astrolabe up. So you can see the difference in. Oh, he lost the Minotaur. That must not be nice.
Oops.
But there's another one. Because why not?
Leaves it
But yeah, what you got focused a bit more on farming, and I think both attitudes can work out. The higher risk one being the one where you go more active, and it's not really worked out so far.
It was
With,
interesting there with Clanks, by the way. He actually sat on 2,600 gold, basically full gold, and then right-clicked the full Thunderclaw here. So he does still go it, but not getting the warp cleft. Does, you know, hurt your farm a little bit, but I guess, you know, they were pushing and everything, so they figured they didn't necessarily need it just yet. But here comes that Thunderclaw. Oh,
Plus, I think he's just farming the lane, so
he was in the jungle there a little bit.
yeah, a tiny bit.
I guess if you're in the lane, it really doesn't matter then. That attack speed. You know what's funny? It came out. He had a full inventory though, and it wasn't delivered. So now he has to send it back. He didn't realize it too until it was like halfway back to the base. So again, not a huge deal, but glad he realized it right there. Oh, that would have been awkward. Has it now though. And into the jungle we go. So that GPM going to start going up. Oogie, Formless. I find it interesting to how he kind of builds. It seems like he either likes to get the. He is going to go
Striders
just a straight icon here, but yeah, Striders sometimes, but even the Gnome's Wisdom.
Oh yeah.
But they do have the Abyssal Skull, so you know, not happening here. Because of that, I'm sure. So he does get the icon.
Yeah, but the steam boots as well. Like most Oogie players go for Ghost Marchers or for armor boots or for Striders even.
I think he actually likes to get steam boots. They would have to check on that, but I think that this is more of his style. Like
Mid lane.
Stats. Oh wow, Malphite's coming out, hitting 2. See a
He's being sent home now.
They can't do anything about that. If they get an old Fire Blade, maybe they could, but they don't have one of those. So instead, they're going to push the tower, and I don't know if the Legion side is going to be able to stop this. Pearl's kind of nearby. She needs to be careful herself. There we go. Easy tower kill, successful. For complexity here again, Oogie. He's in a pretty good spot right now. Hey, do you see the dust from Andromeda scouting a couple of heroes over here?
But they're so close to the Behemoth portal key.
Oh, yeah. Well, creep.
But he's just going to sell his port or something.
He's just going to run back maybe and just naturally get it, yeah. Yeah, won't need it here anyways. They do not push it in the end. Oop, Hastrun. Oh, actually going to be picked up by Macera. Snags it there. Bottom lane,
Clanks. Oh, no.
Oh, he spotted their swap. Oh, he's on 6. Ooh.
That could have been risky.
6, that could.
But Andro might still be in trouble. There's the bird.
And here's the Behemoth. Nice stun there. You do got to be careful if you are Behemoth here. You will block them off, but now Behemoth. Okay, he is going to live. Nope, never mind. Warby's cut him off, and now it's getting a little worse here for Sync. Serenia, he does have a bubble. He's going to have to use it here. Try to stay alive, or not.
Or not at all.
That works too, I guess.
Just, yeah. I mean, what's the cooldown on it? 100 seconds?
It's 100
maybe.
seconds. Yeah, I guess there's that argument, but I feel like he should have at least tried. It would have saved him quite a bit longer right there, but he figures it's not worth it. And now this tower did as well. So yeah, talk about again backfiring for Sync. Behemoth got really. It's that Hastrun, man. It gives you that mentality that you're unkillable. Yeah. He wasn't.
Nope. Warbeast was actually quick enough to keep attacking him.
Yes. Warbeast does run the same speed when he's in that ulti form. So.
No, but I think he got like 2 auto attacks off, when you'd expect him to only get 1.
Oh, okay. The chase there, yeah. Well, so they win all that, and the other thing about that too, Oogie also even got now 4 charges on his icon from that, so that's just another pretty crucial thing. 1,700 gold saved up too. We all know, especially with Formless, his Oogie, it's not something we want to be doing. Haxorn's gonna come in here with a teleport back, just kind of harass a little bit, but got sent back there. So they do have the portal key now on Macera though. He's waiting.
Whether they're going to set something up with that is yet to be seen. There, mid lane.
They're going to try. There's the avalanche. That should, maybe, yes. Those plates tanking a little bit. Not enough in the end, but here comes Malphite down for the turn. Demon Strike to follow. It did not hit Tundra, though. It did catch Behemoth. But I think Behemoth, yeah, they kind of split right there. Warbeast wanted Tundra instead. And but I don't know if they're going to get either. Yeah, that's got to commit to one or the other. They had different thoughts there.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he gets away, so. That's a Malphus cooldown. Pretty big one, of course. He used to get nothing out of it. Well, we'll see what he does after it now. He's going to farm with it, it looks like. Well, there's no Ancients, never mind. So
Yeah, Warbeast has been farming them quite often so far. But yeah, they're not getting the turns. You'd expect them to get the turns with the Hellbringer counter initiation, but I guess they really need Oscar. They're gonna go Kongor, apparently. Can they even go Kongor? I mean,
yeah.
Oogie is a tremendously bad Kongor hero.
I mean, Warbeast is good, but I almost feel like it's a little bit of like, oh, we have Malphus still up, let's just try Kongor. It's gonna almost feel like Forest, but it may actually work. In fact, it is gonna work, it looks like.
Yeah, Masera is too far away. I mean, could they have fought this? I don't know. It's difficult to say with Clanks not having a Shrunken.
Yeah, I think that's kind of the key. It's without a Shrunken against this lineup here, the Hellbringer, the Oogie especially, it's just too risky in his mind. So, yeah, what's the point? And they do give up the token of Formless, though. And good luck dealing with that. That's going to be tough. Already is tough here.
Is that the most effective, though? When Oogie doesn't have his ultimate anymore, he becomes like way less effective.
It's a short cooldown, we'll say that. As actually we do catch Pearl here. And you see Ophelia gonna try to make her escape. She should be able to, but the creeps
won't.
Not so much. They are gonna be picked up here. Yeah, Primal Surge is 50-second cooldown right now. It goes down to 40 at level 3. So there is that maybe that logic here, but. Yeah, no, I agree. I think he could have. Well, who else would you give it to? I guess Warbeast, but even that would be a little odd. Meanwhile, top lane, though, Haxor gets caught. Yeah. There's a counter from Behemoth, though.
Ultimate.
Great shockwave from Acera, but it just doesn't matter. It's still a one-for-one exchange, and now he's trying to make his getaway. Again, he should. Nope, never mind, Tablet. And he's dead. Neutrals? Neutrals? Yes.
Neutrals? Yeah, there you go. But here comes Tundra.
Okay, Tundra. Can he get a kill out of this? On Oscar, looks like it. So comes in, gets a little bit of revenge there, but still that 2 for 2. Complexity coming out on top of it.
Yep. And they're still pushing the bottom lane.
There we go, Thuggin Warbeast. But yeah, so going back to that token, so what would you think? Like, who could have they given to that would make more sense?
Hellbringer? I don't know.
Hellbringer?
Lodestone, maybe?
I think that's the biggest thing, right? It's like, maybe, yeah, you could argue Oogie's not the greatest for it right now, but they
okay,
really haven't figured it out.
And with the team that they have, Oogie is probably still the greatest one to carry it, because he's still going to do ridiculous amounts of damage.
Yeah.
With the Tarquick.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing with that. Planks. Okay, so he's back up now. He does have the Mighty Blade, 1,100 gold. So again, he is farming very well, even after that death there. At 450 GPM, but
not as good as Formless.
Should Sync feel like they need to start picking fights when he gets that Shrunken? Like, are they almost on a which is weird because they have a clash. They're not on a timetable, are they?
It's heavily dependent on whether Complexity can get a Rax in the near future, I think. Because if they get a Rax, then the farming ability of this Legion team decreases because you just get less gold for those creeps, and then the whole fact that there's a Warbeast and an Oogie is going to become a problem. And Warbeast is pretty effective at locking down the Clanks once he gets to Shrunken. And a Basher on top of it, the Flight, the Hawk ability is going to go down almost immediately.
Yeah. Up very quickly there.
So that's really where it makes a huge impact.
All right, gonna be a tough call here, but you do see Complexity. They're just keeping the pressure on as they should. They get yet another tower. They even start doing a little bit to the base tower there. There is the top secondary, but they have good control. And again, Warbeast taking some more Ancients, this time on the Legion side.
Oh, bye-bye, Ophelia.
Yeah, Alpha's used for this. Survive as long as possible is left. Oh my god, he making a turn.
Nah, he won't.
That was
That's
a hell
not
of an
gonna
effort.
happen. It was, but... Oh, Warbeast, though.
Yeah, oh,
But the block.
Fissure's not enough. They stopped chasing. They saw the support coming. I think that's a good call. If they committed there, they might have been in trouble.
They might still be in trouble.
They could very likely be. The Hellhound's chasing. You see Behemoth on the run, but that haste rune of Oogie. Meanwhile, bottom lane down here, Love is going to die now. It looks like he swapped out Oscar for that, so I guess that was in sacrifice there.
I'm not so sure about that. Oscar is full HP.
Maybe not, yeah. Maybe he actually swapped offensively right there, actually. And yeah, Shadow Storm was used. I don't know what that was about,
Yeah.
but I was watching the chase there. In the middle, which resulted in nothing. Man, we're only 21 minutes in. I do feel like this game has actually been going on a little bit longer.
Yeah, I have the same feeling. But Zibe is not nearly having the same impact as in the first game. When he was playing the Chandra.
Oh, true.
When he had Solstice Woods. Yeah, though, do you think the Ophelia has done that much this game? I mean, he's been pushing towers, which is great, but other than that, like, when you're versing a Sandwraith, there's a reason for the Ophelia. Like, you have the global heal, and you prevent someone from being picked off, for example. Even in team fights, it's a huge deal. But right now, they're against, yeah, I guess the damage from Fuzzy Sloth and Oscar together. They could mitigate a lot of that, but other than that, it's pretty single target damage. So the global heal is not going to do that much. That's where the strength of Sandwraith lies. He's a carry that does damage to the entire team.
I could see where they had a little bit of trouble with the jungler, because I was kind of listing off other junglers in my head, and you got like Tempest, but they have the Andromeda Stopper, and they have Hellbringer for that matter, so Tempest wouldn't have been that great. You got Lord South Forest. Now, that could have been a good one, but that would have been before the Oogie, and then that might have changed Complexity's strategy, to be fair. So there's that logic. Solstice, that would have made them a 4 melee line. No, it would have been 3 melee, actually. You know what? Solstice actually might have been not
I think
bad.
Solstice would have been good, because then they can also protect towers.
Oh, by the way, Sheepstick on Oogie finds Zibe, and that's a kill. He got the avalanche off, but he still died. Despite it there. So there's that Sheepstick now coming into play. 10 charges on the icon. Yeah, no, I think that's definitely a very valid argument. I mean, sure, it's a lot of hindsight now, but I wouldn't be surprised if even Zlaf would have been there at this point, especially. Doesn't feel like he's having a great impact. Yeah, 0-1 and 2. Not that sexy of stat line there. 23 minutes in. And this top tower probably going to be going down, and which would be the last outer tower now. But man, seeing a Sheepstick already,
yeah, like
that's ridiculous.
if they catch Clanks, oh, the DD though.
On who?
This is the time to fight on Clanks.
Clanks has it down here. Okay, he has a TP. Does he have the Shrunken yet? Okay, it does.
Yeah, it does. Wouldn't this be the time to fight?
It would be.
If anything.
If they go now, only if they're pushing into the base. Now, Shadowstorm will use
Shadowstorm wasted. Oh.
It's like, what are they gonna? They can't like chase though. To be fair, so yeah, if Complexity does push into the base, yeah, they absolutely defending and forcing a fight. But I mean, they can't really.
Yeah, no.
Kind of make it happen if Complexity doesn't want it to. So I think that's where it's hurting.
Yeah. Look at that ward, by the way, by Stu. That's not one you see every day.
What does that give? I gotta think that's blocked by the trees right here for the lane.
Well, I mean, you can see the vision because there's nothing there.
Oh, true. Yeah.
Oh, no, but yeah, it gives vision of the lane. It gives vision of someone maybe farming in the woods. Maybe.
Yeah, it's kind of this ward that you place a little bit north of it, but it's not as obvious.
Conspicuous. Yeah.
So, kind of word
Mid
chance
lane.
less.
Oh, Tundra was looking for something.
Well, Oogie, that would have been a big kill. Can't catch him, though. And even if you do, you gotta be guaranteed that you got enough damage to kill him. Because he uses that Primal Surge, and all of a sudden, he's turning on you, so.
Yep.
God, he has 2,300 life. I feel like the items that he has, I guess the Mighty Blade now especially, but...
What do you mean?
Well, I feel like the items that he has, he wouldn't have that much life, but...
It's just also because he's Oogie. I mean, he gets 2.8 strength per level.
It's a strength gain, yeah.
Yeah.
That makes more sense then.
Like, I mean, he has the same strength gain as a War Beast.
Really? Jeez, that's pretty ridiculous. Yeah, that's why, you know, Frostos go, we see on him in the late game and stuff, he'll have easily over like 3,200 life, things like that, so.
Yeah. But yeah, Frostwolf is a pretty good item on Oogie. Just slow them down, prevent them from going anywhere. But That being said, Oogie does lack a bit in the physical damage department. But we had this conversation, was it yesterday, where magic damage.
Yep.
Oh,
Arguably
initiation.
better, but speaking of he's going to be gone on. You see Warbeast is here immediately. Can he get the Problem Surge off? He can. Can he heal up? No, he cannot. Big kill here for the Legion team. Warbeast, there's the bubble coming out. Kind of pushes them away. And you see Collection putting an auto attack. And now what you got is going to fall. Sync Esports, talk about something they really need to happen. Well, it happened.
I'm not sure the ultimate was necessary from Behemoth. It might prevent them from taking a fight now, but it was still a fantastic play. The bubble and then the heal on Ophelia, that was just fantastic to watch.
That was a save, and that was a huge, huge catch. And you do gotta wonder, why are Oogie and Warbeast running together into the Legion jungle? Like, that's just not the combo that's necessarily going around looking for kills.
Yeah, no. If it's anyone, it's Lodestone.
Yeah. That was just a very odd decision. That's a point of complexity. Clearly feels really comfortable in this game right now, and maybe not so much after that happened there. Nor should they.
I mean, the Tundra ultimate is still fantastic.
Yep.
It's 3.5 seconds stun, 3 shrunken, and everything.
Yeah,
I mean that's what Oogie is going for now.
I was gonna say I mean, Clanks is a lot of magic damage, and just overall, this Legion team does have plenty of it, so I still think it's going to be the best pickup for him, but it will not stop that avalanche, you're right. Still lock him down.
Yep.
Congo, they're thinking about it. I think they may do it. Restal Stone, by the way, on Hellbringer. So,
okay.
How's that now?
I think it's pretty... yeah, pretty grim for a Legion team right now.
Oh, double damage, Warbeast.
He's going to be hitting hard.
He is not dropping this Conga. You mentioned Oogie's not the greatest for this either, so they're not really killing this the quickest, actually.
5 seconds for Behemoth ulti.
Oh my god.
4, 3,
He has
2,
Rod,
1.
so he is not seen there. Oh, that word of sight, though. That's unfortunate. Oh, there we go, though. Now they notice.
No, but it's good anyways, because they just needed vision of Kongor to see how low it was, even if the rev ward is right on top of it.
Then Vizurin right here. We'll see if somebody can play with that. Look at the minions killing the wards. The minion battle.
And plus Oogie.
Okay, he's going to get the invis, but obviously he knows there's a rev ward here, so he might just steal it just for the sake of taking it and then use it, but... Jump over here. Whoa, they catch Warbeast doing the Ancients. The Shiver actually spotted him. He pops the Shuriken. He's going back in, though. Here comes Malphus. This might have been a bad fight to pick. Masera is going to fall. Bubble in the background. Oogie going in, though. Excuse me, Oscar going in. Does end up killing Pearl. There's the second Malphus that catches Hax her in. They swap him into a bad place, and down goes Hax. What you got? A double tap around it, and now Congar is absolutely going to be finished. Buyback on to Haxerin, by the way. They do not want to give this up still.
Behemoth still has his ulti. He also bought back. But his PK got cancelled.
Oh, yep, the Malphus. They stopped the PK. He was definitely going right there. He still may right here. He's going to go here.
He still wants to go.
Oh, I feel like he's going. Go.
He needs to go. Come on, come on, come on.
Go. There we go. What you got gets jumped, and yes, he is going to fall. Now, Congo is still barely alive. Behemoth does go down in the background. Formless takes a Storm Spear. You see Haxerin flying around. He's kiting as he should against Formless right here. That Curiel, man.
That's doing
real
so
slow,
much.
doing a lot of work right here. There goes the Primal Surge to it. Now look at Haxerin. He's on the run. It's not enough between Malphus as well as the Tarquakes. It was too much damage, and now Zibe's caught. He is able to portal key somehow, and he is going to make the escape, but now Kongor is absolutely going to die here in favor of Complexity. So that was, some good play on both sides really, but Complexity does win the fight here in the end.
Yeah, and I mean, a buyback used, and then Oogie has time for his ultimate to cool down, and then there was a chance for it to be such a good fight, but because of Behemoth going on the Warbeast at the start on the right, it felt like they lost their main initiator.
Yep.
Tundra still ended up using his ultimate on Oogie, but I mean, Oogie doesn't care if there's no damage to follow up.
That's right. That is how it started. Again, the Tundra, they thought they had the free kill on a Warbeast. It ended up not being that, though, and then the turn happened. So Yeah, little maybe too antsy there to try to make a kill happen, and obviously Complexity feeling good after that one. The buyback on the Haxer and slowing him down from finishing what I believe would be a wing po eventually. I mean, that was a positive to take from it, though. We saw that courier. I mean, it will slow pretty heavily onto on a formless here, and that is going to be great to kind of help kite against him.
But when his ultimate is off, that's when it makes the biggest deal, because the moment his ultimate was up again, he got mana for Conflagrate, and then he just got insane movement speed again.
He's going to group back up and keep going here. 11 charges on that icon now. He still hasn't finished the Shrunken Head, actually, but... Or is it coming? Okay, there we go. Yeah, I was going to say, I think he actually should have it now, so... Does get it now. The token's still 320 remaining on it, so Complexity may actually kind of reset right here and then wait for a better time to push. Or maybe not. They're still scouting around.
I mean, they shouldn't push middle, if anything. It's more difficult to push than the other lanes. If anything, they should just push out all the lanes and try and get a pick off as well, because here, look at Clanks. Actually, Misera already on the Behemoth.
Misera with that Veiled Rot. I mean, this Shiver, Zibit is doing fantastic here of just getting the Shiver up here and trying to get any kind of spot. Now, they see Andromeda, but they also know backups there. And actually, now the Shiver going to be spotted by Andrew.
Nothing they can do about it at the moment, though.
Yeah. It's going to get away there. Yeah, that Aurora is pretty good against the Shiver. Saw him use it there. But does remain alive in this case, so... Going to buy a little bit more time for that wing bow to be finished on Haxer, and definitely going to want that before another fight breaks out. But you do see Warbeast now. Talked about the Shrunken already in Oogie, but Warbeast, that Brutalizer here, he's going to now be working on finishing a Demonic. On top of that, you do got the Portal Key on Fuzzy Sloth, so he has the double Malphus here with the great positioning possibility. A lot of big items here for Complexity coming out. Ooh, what are they going to find here?
They're looking for...
Wow, those one really going. Malphus comes out, the rocket control onto the side. He is going to kill Serenia. No, that bubble actually keeps him alive. Those heals, man, are real. He finally goes down, but, you know, that's a good distraction. But there's a swap on Haxer and pulls him back in. Meanwhile, Ophelia gets picked off. He's running. He's going to go for the TP. Will that even be successful? It will. But, yeah, he just had to get the hell on out of there while his teammates dying around him. And that's never, ever good if you're Sync here. You know, how are you going to win if your Clanks is just going to be running the whole time? So,
yeah.
They're going to the base now, and any buybacks?
And Haxman is running up to top lane.
Well, they don't have buybacks, so
yeah,
they just don't really have an option here. Kind of have to go with it. Complexity on the verge of taking cycle number 5 here, as their lead is pretty big right now, and they may get 2 racks here, actually.
Yeah, they're most definitely going to get that. Clanks can't even port back for another 18 seconds.
Oh, wow, yeah, they're just conceding it, basically.
Yeah, they're just giving it up, and, I mean, after the second racks goes, can't you just concede already? I mean, they're not going to win this late game either, because Oogie, I think, is just so strong versus Clanks.
And then you throw the Warbeast on there, too. It's not just Oogie, that's for sure. So
yeah, exactly. And the Malphi.
Malphi, yeah, which I believe is the plural. The double Hellbringer ultimate, yeah, just too much to handle now. Haxter going to give it a shot. He's in the Hellborn jungle right here. Just
trying his best to get some farm. He's got the Wingbow now, so I think it's a last-ditch effort.
Glad to see he just buys it, you know, not saving up for a buyback here.
Yeah,
no point.
Because I mean, if they can't win with the Wingbow, then they can't win with 2 buybacks without the Wingbow.
Yeah.
That being said, though, Sheepstick is still there for Oogie. Like, it's the reason I think Oogie is such a good carry is because he can get items like a Sheepstick, and it'll be fantastic on him.
It's pretty good, yeah.
No, but in a competitive game, getting that clutch pickoff with like a Sheepstick is huge. And if the hero on your team who gets the most farm is able to just pick up a Sheepstick because it's actually good on the hero, then it's just that much better.
That's cool to have, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like similar idea with the Solomon, you know?
Yep, because of the Resto Stone there.
Mm-hmm.
Speaking of that, we actually have seen Resto Stone on Oogies before, which is kind of an interesting concept, getting that double Primal Surge. But then, in this case, having the Sheep Stick, you know, it does bring that value too.
Yeah, and if he gets the Frostfield Plate as well, to take 0 damage from Clanks ever, then he has double AoE slow.
Yeah, I think Frostfield Plate actually might be his possible pickup here.
No.
Definitely makes sense.
Or just a Frostwolf Skull to slow down Clanks.
For that, yeah.
Not that Clanks is very fast at the moment, to be honest. 430 movement speed with flight.
Yeah, I think that's where the social lineup of the Hellborn side is actually just pretty strong. I mean, Oogie, I know you mentioned that before the pick happened. That's what you're a little concerned about. It's that the Kite is a little worrisome, but they have a strong team around him, especially having the double Hellbringer ultimate. You know, Lodestone and Andromeda both good at helping to catch. And then mention now the Brutalizer and Warbeast. If he can get up to him, able to sit on him, get some Brutalizer proc. So they definitely have a strong team built around the Oogie here to be able to catch that Clinks anyways.
Yeah, I think the Malphus, the double Malphus is really what does it though, for me. It's like, I think the Malphus, the double Malphus, it gives enough time for the Hellborn team to auto-attack Clanks to get him down to stop flying, and then he's pretty much dead. He can't do anything against the Warbeast with the Basher and the Soul's Bulwark and an Abyssal and a Shrunken. And then you have the Oogie on top of it all, who is just killing the rest of the team.
It's going to be a hell of an effort here from Sync
Yeah.
to beat the Psycho 5 champs, that's for sure.
Abyssal Skull on Tundra, but it's too little too late. It's not a high impact item right now. Or at least that's what it feels like. Like there's a tablet picked up on Ophelia as well. So it's just all these small items which I don't think are going to help that much. I mean, the tablet might let you survive for a little bit longer, but they need sheep sticks. They need a Hellflower. Like Storm Spirit on Tundra is fantastic, and he got it straight after the PK. But yeah, then they need a sheep stick. And nobody really has the farm for it on the Legion side if you look at the GPM charts.
No, it is just Clanks, really.
Yeah.
Sitting about 500 GPM, so...
There's like it's a 20k gold lead. Yeah. I'm sure Sync knows it's grim, but this is like...
Exactly. And maybe like the group stages, you know, maybe they would have conceded already, but this is it. This is the final game. Again, they're even up 1-0 here in the start of the series. Complexity came back and took the second game, and that's why we have this Game 3. And Complexity now on the verge of being the champions here. But Sync not going to just give it in. They're going to fight to the very end, and of course got to respect that here, but at the same time got to also be a little realistic. And realistic chances are not that great anymore, but going to be returning after the toilet break here.
I mean, they have an eye on Andromeda, but it wouldn't be a crazy idea for Clanks to go for a Shroud, just so that his positioning can improve a bit. Because, I mean, if Andro's the only one who can see him, and Andro's not nearby, then he can fly around and be a nuisance without being in danger of getting counter-killed.
See Andrew just right here, just actually following around Lodestone, actually, and just farming
Armor
up the
items.
Legion jungle.
Frostfield Plate on Oogie and Demonic on Warbeast. So, have fun.
They got armor taken care of.
Yeah.
Abyssal, Demonic, Frostfield, I mean, what else is, I guess the Sackstone they technically don't have yet.
Abyssal Skull is nice. Yeah. Stupid Andro, why doesn't she have a Sackstone? Come on.
Yeah, it ruins everything.
Mm-hmm.
No, but overall great team effort here for Complexity, and we see now getting those items delivered. I don't think they're going to be just kind of sitting back idly too much longer here. Maybe wait for the third Kongor. That could be possible. I think with the pause, it's hard to tell exactly, but I want to say maybe a couple minutes here or so before Kongor are going to be coming back up. As they're going to catch Haxorin, though. That's a double Malphus. There's a Comet Stun. That's a kill on Haxorin.
Yeah,
And he is... Okay, he has enough for a buyback.
but
Final one, though.
double Malphus was used.
Uh-huh.
So if they go for a fight now, it'll be perfect. This is like the ideal situation for Sync where they can get the surprise. Of course, it's not ideal that Clanks is dead, but ideal would be if they used two Malphuses and Clanks was still alive. But
Yeah.
that's not going to happen. Here's the buyback.
Build a rod. Here we go. Behemoth. He just fidgets first. Not going to go too crazy just yet. There's the immediate swap on a Formless as Tundra goes in. And now Tundra in a very vulnerable spot. Getting the Star Spirit. He is going to die shortly after.
And
The
Clanks is
Shadow
just
Storm
running.
missing. Clanks again just running the whole time. Again, that's not going to win you fights, unfortunately. GG, well played. Game 3 and the series going to Complexity Gaming here. They are going to be your Cycle 5 champions as they defeat Sync Esports 2-1 in the grand finals. So Complexity, they win the first cycle, they win the third cycle, and well, they keep the trend going. They win the 5th cycle here. So it's every odd cycle they apparently are looking pretty good. So gonna maybe take a break next cycle here, but no, it's got to feel pretty good again. Like we said going into this earlier, this is really a statement one, if anything, too, for Complexity. They win this. You now have won 3 of the 5 cycles here. Safe to say they're the top dogs. I mean, this is the team to beat right now in the Heroes and Newer scene, and they deserve that. They've definitely played very hard. They've played very well, practiced a bit, and it's showing here. So congratulations to Complexity on their victory.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, your final thoughts, though, on this game here and them being successful?
What they did in the first game, Sync, I mean, was really, really well thought out, really well played with to be able to counter the Riptide. But I guess they don't know how to deal with Fuzzy Sloth's Hellbringer because, I mean, time and time again, it's just doing so much work with the double Malphus. And yeah, no Fireblade pickup, so no, but yeah, really. Really well played by Complexity. I honestly thought that Sync was looking so good in the first game that they're in trouble, really, but that does not seem to be the case after second and third game.
Yep, yeah, I mean, the first, I definitely agree there. You really think back, especially after the first game, and how we're sitting there complimenting how they just look like so on point, and even referring to like the Stay Green days of Dominate, just they're doing objectives, they're just picking kills when it's necessary, but they're just getting the objectives done, and they looked really strong after that first game. So I certainly was worried for Complexity, and that we could have had a pretty quick 2-0 series even. But Complexity, man, they grinded out. They win the second game, and then obviously win this third game here to take it 2-1 in the end. So big congratulations to them once again. As usual, I'm going to try to get an interview right here, so give me a second. It looks like, okay, it looks like I do have nobody else will join. All right.
Who's going to join?
It's your buddy. We got Stu here.
Oh, my God.
Be joining
It's
us.
Stu.
Mr. Artif. Let's go ahead and bring him on real quickly. And he gets a chance. Hey, you there? Love?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hey, how's it going, man?
It's great.
Feels good. Feels good.
Yeah.
Cycle 5 champs. Congratulations, first off.
Thank you.
Yeah, of course. Deserving. Well deserved. You guys take it here. This is now your 3rd cycle victory. That's obviously got to feel very good in itself. What's the reaction? I mean, you guys, is this just as good as the first 2? You guys feeling excited and pumped about this one here?
Yeah, it feels like best every time you win, so I mean, it probably feels the best for everyone just because it happened now.
Yeah. Were you?
That's awesome.
So we were talking about it, just right there before we had you come on. That Sync was up 1-0. They looked really good in that first game too. You guys just didn't get a lot going. I mean, your Fuzzy Sloth got locked down in the middle on Riptide. I think you're playing Monarch that game. Didn't go too well, perhaps. But were you worried after that game 1?
I was worried during the game, but after the game, we talked about it, and we realized that we only lost because we made mistakes. We had a game plan as soon as we finished our draft. We told everyone the game plan. We even talked about it in a pause, and we didn't follow our game plan, and it didn't work out too well. So we decided we threw the game behind Tier 1. That was where we lost the game, and
Yeah.
after that, it wasn't really a big deal. Nobody really felt too bad. But after the second game, we just knew we had it.
Yeah. No, you guys obviously looked really good there, and then the third game, yeah, you guys started to pull away. Formless was able to find his farm, and we know how scary that can be. Did you? Were you a little bit surprised how well you did dominate this third game? It felt like, I mean, because you guys were pretty much ahead for a good chunk of that here.
Well, once I saw the Behe and the Tundra, I knew that they would want a team fight, like no matter what. They picked Behe, Tundra, Pearl. So I was just talking to my team since we do a team draft. I was saying, what are the best heroes we can pick to win a team fight? Because we're we're not going to siege base with Inugi because we had that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
So I was just thinking, what are the best heroes that we can win a team fight with? Just no matter what, we just run into them. What hero is going to win us a team fight? So we picked those heroes and we played our team fights, and that's all there is.
Does it surprise you that you are, three-time champs here in three of the 5 cycles, like going into this season? Obviously, you're even a different perspective too, where you weren't even on the team technically going into the season here, really, but joining the ranks with them, and now here you are, 3 out of the 5 cycles of champs here. Does that surprise you, or are you more just like, this is what I expected here?
Honestly, I feel like we're the best team. We're stable. It's just we aren't as disciplined as we should be sometimes, which is kind of weird to think about since we play like 50-minute games with Kongs every time we push.
Yeah.
But every game that we lose, we look back on it and we all think to ourselves, we made mistakes here, here, and here, and we try and fix our mistakes. And when we minimize those mistakes, we win. So
All right, good,
that's all there is.
Shortcon, you have any questions here?
I don't know. I don't have any questions here. I was just gonna make one comment. I had no idea you were Stu, man. The entire time. I had no idea you were Stu. I just remembered like Art of FUD. Didn't you play Carry once upon a time? Didn't you play Carry once upon a time? Stu?
I used to. I was like Formless's
Apprentice.
prodigy. Yeah. I tried, but it didn't work out. He said I was
Okay.
really bad, so I just support now.
Well, you say
From
support's
protege to
easy?
assistant.
Come on.
I not say that it's easy. I mean, it's hard, especially versus these teams that are really good. They pick these map control things, but
Oh, yeah.
it's
Yeah.
kind of nice playing carry and then realizing what your carry needs when you support, because it helps you with different perspectives when you play every role, and you know what every role needs and what they need, and what other teams can do versus them. So it helps you in warding and just playing in general, knowing where to be at the right time.
Yeah, and I mean it goes to show you're always on time with the swaps and stuff. So well played.
Do you guys get extra do you guys get excited when you see the USA chants in chat and stuff? Does that help?
Well, I know when we watch the VODs now, we downloaded an app that shows the chat, and we just copy paste everybody spamming USA in our Skype call. It is great.
It's hilarious. Poop Man, #1 fan.
Yeah.
Complexity. No, it's been fun watching you guys, and again, you guys definitely deserve this one here. Yet again, 3 out of the 5 now. You guys are champions, so got to feel pretty good. You're taking over your share of the prize pool and that title there. So one more time, big congratulations. I'm going to give you the chance now to any shout-outs, any final words before we let you go here?
Shout out to our fans. Shout out to Noah's family, because I know they're watching, and they're pretty supportive for him, so shout out to them. Shout out to my girlfriend, and yeah, that's it.
Sponsors.
I mean, sponsors, Complexity,
Oh,
and
cool. Okay.
DX
Oh, really?
Racer
Wow.
chairs. Yeah, they just got DX Racer chairs in stock now, guys. You can go buy those. So, good.
Here to help. All right, appreciate it, Love. Always a pleasure, man. And was fun watching again. Congratulations, and obviously we'll look forward to Cycle 6 here coming up now.
Yep.
Thanks again, man.
Thank you.
All right. So there we go. There's a lot
Yeah.
there from Complexity. Getting his insight and fun guy to talk to there. So yeah, it's the confidence there, the idea that they are the best team. Like I said, it's you really can't dispute that right now. you win 3 out of the 5 cycles. You deserve that confidence and that title even. So
Well, Breaky, one second here. You know, they do have the U.S. East advantage.
Oh,
you know,
God. People are
I
gonna
had
think
to
you're
mention it.
serious, and then they're
No,
post
no.
now.
I'm not being serious. No, Complexity has been playing incredibly well recently.
Yeah.
They really deserve these wins.
It's been fun to watch from them too. So
Yeah.
again, congratulations to them. As far as Sync is concerned, it's got to be a little bitter. I mean, this is now a team that's back-to-back cycles here that have finished as runner-ups now. So, you know that you kind of just feel that their time's coming, but it's gonna have to wait at least one more cycle now, possibly more. So,
I mean, anything can happen. We saw that, what was it, this cycle, Evil Corporation, they didn't even make the playoffs.
yeah, that's. You know what's funny about that too? Complexity. I think it was the same thing for them in cycle
exactly.
2.
In cycle 4.
Was it
Or
cycle
wasn't
2
it in cycle
or
4?
It
I
was,
think it was in cycle 4.
It was 4. You're right. It was this last cycle because
Yeah.
2-0. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they won and then didn't make it. Evil Corporation follows suit. Yeah, that's I mean that right there. It's just like that's just where we're at. So who knows? Who knows what's in store for Cycle 6? I do know that Cycle 6 starts next weekend, so we do have a little bit of a break here as usual with a cycle wrapping up. But next weekend, cycle number 6 is going to be kicking off, and we know our 8 teams in it, of course, and we know that's going to be some good competition once again in those group stages. And that will be our final cycle before the break that we have. We do, of course, have the holidays coming up here with Christmas and New Year's and everything, so we'll do Cycle 6 here, then we are going to be on that little bit of a break. You go to HauntTour.com, the schedule's on there. We'll talk about that more as that gets closer, of course, but that's something else to know is coming up here. But anyways, that is going to start wrapping things up here for us, so definitely thank you guys for tuning in as always. Want to give you the chance, Shortcut, to shout outs. Any final words from yourself?
Shout out to you, Breaky. Shout out to Complexity. Shout out to the viewers. And that's it. Shout out to Artifa for having an entertaining interview.
Yeah, fun to have on there. And genuinely excited about their victories, as they should be. So, good. Always good to hear and see that there. So,
I on that point note, by the way, I think you could hear his like voice shaking because they were like so nervous that they were gonna throw it or something. Like,
yeah,
it's always fun to hear.
they were amped. It's just like the being amped up after the fact. Yeah, it's like, whew, we did it. You can now relax. You can now relax. No, but yeah, it's a good feeling, I'm sure. And again, being 3 times, that's got to feel good. Like I said, especially for his situation too. You know, kind of being new to the team there, being brought on really at the beginning of the season in replace of Regroste there. Or not Regroste, wow. Rusher. Baba Ganoush, that's what I meant to say.
Baba Ganoush.
Regroste was never on the team. What am I saying? He was never a main 5. No, he's a good guy though. It's one other thing I did want to bring up before wrapping up here. I know that we have been having a little bit of issues with the VODs here recently. I know we aren't usually the best at 100% making sure they're up as soon as possible, but trust me when I say I've been trying to get them up as soon as possible here lately. In fact, yesterday I even tried to get up like after the cast, but they're having some issues apparently. Apparently Twitch is. I've been emailing them back and forth. They're having some issues with their whole exporting to YouTube and everything. So